Guys, welcome into the stream, and I hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday. We have two NBA Cup quarterfinal matchups tonight in the Western Conference, two games going on, four NHL games, some college basketball games. All in all, it's a fairly light slate today. Luckily, tomorrow we have four NBA games and an NFL game as well. So tomorrow it gets a little bit better. Today it's a little light on the slate, but we're going to go through. We still have some promos to get through. Got some discounts over at Better. We have some Pick 6 boosts going on, so we can take a look, see what we have cooking. So there's still some bets to be placed, money to be made, no doubt about that. So let me go ahead and I'm already over on the Sharp Money tool here at the moment. And welcome in the stream, guys. Just hopefully you're having a solid day and excited for you for the next hour. We're going to be placing some bets and looking to cook up some slips. We'll see what Odds Jam software has in store for us. As I refresh this page, looking at Ryan Green. So this is pretty insane. This one would be something, in my opinion, that falls in the Sharp Money tool. Okay, the Sharp Money tool obviously is looking at liquidity at no vig and profit X. And it's showing us the plays where there's a lot of money posted on a specific play and then where we can get this play at a better price. So someone has put up almost $10,000 on Ryan Green, and I don't know if he plays for the Rangers or the Blackhawks. They want this at minus 134. They want his under 1.5 shots on goal. They're offering you the over 1.5 shots on goal for almost $10,000 at plus 134 odds, which means this person wants this under 1.5 shots on goal at minus 134 odds. There's a lot of sports books that you can go ahead and bet this under at. DraftKings, Circa, Caesars, Hard Rock, The Score, Props Builder. There's a lot of books you can hit this up. So this is a bit of an abnormal play. We don't always see liquidity posted like this on a player prop. This is something that screams to me that this is one individual that is posting a large amount of money on a player prop. I would be more than happy to tail this person. We're talking Pinnacle's taking $250 max on this NHL player prop. Someone is putting up almost $10,000 on this play. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head over. I'm over on DraftKings right now. I can get this at minus 125, which is an incredible price. You could get this at FanDuel as well, guys, but I think there's enough books out here that you guys can grab this under somewhere else. And so I'm just going to go over to DraftKings, Rangers and the Blackhawks. Now, again, on a play like this, just because someone has posted an insane amount of money doesn't mean that we go and bet the farm. I'm not going to go and bet the farm, put the whole mortgage on this play. Right? I'll maybe take this up to 1.5 units of my wager size. Something that's very important to note when it comes to this. So we're looking at Green on the under. It's actually moved on DraftKings to minus 130, which is fine by me. I don't really, it's all good. I'm just going to go in for a 150 spot here, but I'm going in on DraftKings. There's a lot of books that you can grab this at, and we're looking for DFS action, but this one just screams like, yo, this is pretty crazy. Irish, what's going on, man? Blake, yo. Jordan, Onyx boost too? Yeah, we got the Onyx boost. They're running back that SGP boost again, guys. Hopefully you guys tailed the 3-leg SGP I cooked up on DraftKings yesterday. It hit for like about $450 a profit, which was really awesome. So, yeah, Irish. Yeah, we will definitely hit up the Onyx boost. Chris, what's going on? How are you? So this one's pretty insane, guys. We don't see this. Even if the liquidity dropped by, it's still almost $5,000. Really, really good stuff here on Ryan Green. He plays for the Blackhawks. So under 1.5 shots on goal. Crazy stuff there. What else do we have? Now, this is a different story, right? Like Grayson Allen, there's only $500. So it's a little different story here. But this Green play, I don't mind adding on some other slips. PrizePicks underdog. Let me see if I can get this on underdog. I'm cool getting this at minus 122 odds. Okay. Let's go over the EV tool. Let me refresh the page here. Yeah, Ryan Green. Yeah, of course. Nothing else. So this might be, I might put this on Better, to be honest. If I can get this on Better. I don't know if we can. Let me see if they're offering this. No, it's a dabble play. It's an underdog play. Okay, that kind of stinks. Because I really, really wanted this. PrizePicks. You can do this on PrizePicks as well. What do we have on the EV tool between PrizePicks? We have Jalen Williams under on his assists. A couple of things. So let me try this on PrizePicks. And remember, guys, there are 2 different Jalen Williams that play. This is the one that's the bigger star on the Thunder, the main starter. Unfortunately, this is on his assists. We're looking for 5.5. Okay. Then we can go over to the NHL. We can hit up Green. Yeah, they're not even. Are they even offering this? No, they're not even offering Ryan Green anymore on PrizePicks. They're either offering over half of a shot or over 2.5 shots. So seems like the person that posted this on Novig kind of knew what was up. We could do this on Shesterkin, though. We got some discounts on Better. We got an SGA and LeBron discount. I'm going to take the SGA over on his points discount. I'm going to pair this up with Shesterkin on his player saves. Over 22.5. We got Luka on his rebounds. It's not great for a 3-pick slip, but I'm all right with it. So over 8.5 rebounds, okay. All right, this is going to be my $10 perfect play slip, guys. There it is. One thing that I really want to mention also on Better, at least this is something that is offered to me, is you can play 2-pick slips. Blake, yeah, we'll be getting there, man. We'll be getting there on pick 6. We kind of try to make a slip on one DFS book and kind of go around the horn between PrizePicks, Underdog, pick 6, and Better. So trust me, we will definitely be looking at those. The Better offers this promo for, like, you can make a 2-pick entry and you can receive a 3x payout up to a 100x payout. Guys, if you're playing 2-pick entries, you're already receiving a 3x payout. So you can spin the wheel once you submit your entry. It's very, very, very low odds that you can get like a 1,000x multiplier or even a 100x multiplier. In my opinion, I avoid playing the 2-pick like mystery boost because it's garbage. So unless you're finding 2 plays that already have an edge, then by all means play it. But normally I never play 2-pick entries over on Better. So that takes advantage of the SGA. You guys got that one. Great. That's the SGA discount. Let me take a screenshot of this. See what we have. Cool. All right, let's refresh this page to see if we have anything else. Parlay play. I do have a discount on parlay play. Looks like we have Chet and Lucas Raymond. It's interesting. I do have DraftKings pick 6 guys selected, but I don't see a lot going on. Let's head over to maybe FanDuel as the DVIG. I'm using Pinnacle in worst case. Let's see if anything changes with FanDuel. And you'll probably most likely see some more DraftKings plays that pop up. Royce O'Neal, not a very good play to Pinnacle. It's very good to FanDuel. Let's see who moved. Which sharp sportsbook moved? And without a doubt, FanDuel just moved a ton within the last hour. So I am totally okay with taking this on pick 6. Royce O'Neal over 2.5 player-made threes. I'm all right with that. We'll take the more there. There's some different boosts, guys, that we have. Choose your boost. Your choice is 50% boost for live 4-pick entries or 30% boost for 4 picks. We've talked about this, guys. For OGs and DGens know this. If you're new to sports betting, 4-pick slips on DraftKings pick 6 are the absolute worst slip you could possibly make on that platform. You kind of now can figure out why they advertise it so much. If you guys don't know, if you come over here to the optimizer on DraftKings, 4-pick slips, you're getting per play minus 177 odds. If you play a 3-pick entry with no insurance, it's minus 122 odds per play. That's why they advertise these boosts so much for 4-pick slips. They're garbage. They're fucking dog shit. So that's why I never play them. I never play 4 picks. I'll play 6 picks. I'll play 8 picks. I'll play 2 picks. I never, ever play 4 picks. So you'll never really see me give out a 4-pick entry. I've done it like once or twice in the past, and I basically told myself I'd never do it again because it's such garbage. Even the boost that they're giving you won't overcome how poor the pricing is. So if you guys want to play 4 picks, God bless you. I'll give you, you can go with some picks here, but not going to be a recommendation for me to ever play. And that's just breaking down the math and knowing how the payouts are. So what it looks like we have a Dylan Harper play, possibly. Under 13.5 points. I like the Dylan Harper play. So I'm just going to be rocking 3-pick slips. Looks like they don't have this Dylan Harper play available. Not surprising. Not surprising at all that they don't have this available. Okay. Grayson Allen, don't really care. Jalen Williams over on points. Very good to FanDuel, not to Pinnacle, but I like to see where line movement is. What's going on, Ken? Yeah, Wilbo. Imagine me. Hey guys, this is Billy Collins here, working for DraftKings Pick 6. Wanting to give you a shout out that 4-pick entries are dog shit. But by all means, play your 50% boost on them because it's not going to make a difference. It's still going to be very negative EV. DraftKings, the crown is yours. That's basically how it goes. Dylan Gunther. Now, this is all digging to FanDuel, guys. I was hoping to see some more Pick 6 kind of stuff. Let's go to the Sharp Money tool and see if we have anything different. I have Pick 6 selected on here as well, guys. It's tough out in the streets right now. Very tough out in the streets. Tripping, yeah. Easy win for OKC. We would hope so. Yeah, Booker's going to be out for a while. For those of you that are Dub Club users, we might be on some kind of Thunder play. Might be. So, looks like though there might be some value over here. Dylan Brooks over on. I don't mind the Dylan Brooks over. Let's see what we got here. I'm all about line movement, guys. You can see Pinnacle moved some. FanDuel moved even more. So, this is for underdog. It's not much of an edge, but I don't mind it. Pairing that with Riley Green's under. Dylan Brooks, excuse me. Dylan Brooks over on his PRA. What else do we have here? And then SGA under on his first quarter player points. What do we got? Yeah, a lot of movement here from FanDuel as well. I think SGA can have a big night tonight, but for him under 9.5, it's kind of he could easily have 10, but we'll take that. So this is going to be a 3-pick entry over here on Underdog. I'm capped at $25 max slips on Underdog, but for anyone that wants to copy and paste this, there's your Underdog 3-pick slip. James, read him and weep, my friend. Well, Black, it's not, it's a good question that you ask. So 4-pick entries on PrizePicks are minus 122 with flex and minus 128 with power. So if we went ahead and put this together, so let me just, let's break this one down really quick. So I'm just going to grab 4 randos over here. Okay. And then let's put this as $100, right? And then let me grab, again, guys, making sure that you're not grabbing like any boosted plays or anything like that. And then let's go with this. Let's see this. OKC, let's do this. And let's get rid of the Royce O'Neal play. And so on a power play, you're getting really at minus 128. 4-mans are minus 122. So, a big difference here, guys, is number one, on PrizePicks, okay? On PrizePicks, if you get all 4 picks, I have 5, my bad. There we go. All 4 picks correct. And obviously my balance is a little bit low. It is a 10x payout. It's about the same here. It's a great question that you asked there, Matt. It's the same payout, no doubt about that, when it comes to it. And there might be an issue there, right? There might be an issue. And I appreciate you bringing that up, right? Because normally you're right. I mean, there is. If you're playing a power entry and it's a 10x payout, it's the same, and it's something that might not be adjusted with OddsJam, and I can definitely mention it to their team. And so it's a great point that you bring up because there's no insurance. And so minus 177 definitely could be implied there. Maybe it's more of, if they've adjusted it, it's minus 128, because if you pull this up, you're getting on a $100 entry about a payout of $1,000. So yes, I agree with you there. So it's not as bad, right? It's obviously something that I haven't dug in the weeds. So I appreciate you letting me know about that. Anton, what's going on? Chi-Town says, Billy, thanks for the Onyx play. I played it on UD and had a 9.24x payout hit for $200. Nice to hear that. Nice to hear that. Well, Nito, yeah, I mean, it's a great question. So if you're looking at player props, right, and if you're looking at like this, so this is like the thing that's most important to me is just movement from a book. So movement from a book is number one, my most important thing that I look at. So do I look more FanDuel or I look more Pinnacle? I look at the sports book that's made a significant movement in price. So if a book doesn't really move much in price, so if we just come over to player props, and let me come over to save filters. Okay, so I have this set up for Pinnacle at the moment. Okay, so if we're looking at like Mark Williams under on his points, okay, and I type in Pinnacle, right? So I see the score's doing this. FanDuel's up here, Pinnacle's here, right? Now, this is really just two sports books in Pinnacle and FanDuel that just have a slightly different projection. They're moving in a similar direction, but they're not as much, right? Now, the score had this like crazy where they dropped off a cliff and then they basically came back to where their original projection was. But here it's basically they had some movement and then they came back down to earth. So what I'm really looking for is if I'm being recommended to play on FanDuel on the under for Grayson Allen on his threes, you know, I don't like to see this from FanDuel. So about 15 minutes ago, they jumped up a lot. They were at minus 194. They went all the way up to minus 113, moved back down to minus 132, right? And this is all just based off of activity. So I'm not really necessarily I'm looking for movement from one way or the other. So if I'm being recommended to take this play on FanDuel, I don't like the fact that FanDuel's the book that's moving a ton, right? Player props, guys, are the hardest market to consistently make money on, because there isn't a lot of liquidity in these markets, and it's easy for the sports bettors to manipulate these markets, right? Establish the Run is one of the best out there, like a props professor, in terms of their player props, right? But it's very easy to steam these types of lines when there's a lot of money being moved in here, because there's just not a lot of liquidity being out there for player props. So like Grayson Allen, this particular, I'm not going to take this one. I don't really like this. So if I move down to DeAndre Ayton under on his points, here's one where I'm seeing, okay, DraftKings moved up a little bit. FanDuel's chilling, but Pinnacle all of a sudden moved a lot. This is a play that I'd have a little bit more confidence in. While DraftKings moved from a minus 106 to minus 103, this was a larger movement by Pinnacle within the last 10 minutes. This is something that I say, they moved 18 cents from minus 112 to minus 130. This is something where I am more than happy now to target DraftKings on DeAndre Ayton, because there's a lot of movement from Pinnacle recently. So basically, if I see movement from a sports book, it needs to be one of the sharp books that I deem that's sharp. Pinnacle, bookmaker, look at it, just moved to minus 106. Like, I got to go now on this Ayton play. Like, you could see now right here that Ayton's moving. And I got to get this right now. For those of you who go out there and grab this DeAndre Ayton play, where's he at? So I got to recheck my location really quick on DraftKings. This is good. It's not as good as it once was. And we grab that. I get that at minus 106 odds. I put $150 on it on DraftKings. But that's something like right there. There's another confirmation, which is back to this Ayton play. Pinnacle moved a lot. And then all of a sudden, we've seen DraftKings at minus 103. They just moved to minus 106. And even though it's not a massive movement in CLV, that gives you confirmation that you made a solid decision. You can still grab this over here at Hard Rock, guys, at minus 105. Ken, Ryan Green is now minus 142 on DraftKings. Yeah, so kind of... And I'm sorry, Ken, if you're late to this. This might be a stale number, but someone at the beginning of the stream had $10,000 posted on Ryan Green under shots on goal. And clearly now, guys, since we bet it at the beginning of the stream compared to now, it's moved a ton in our favor. And so the sharp money tool, again, something's behind that, right? Like, I definitely like that. Connor Murphy, under 1.5 shots on goal. By the way, this game starts in like a little over an hour. You can get this on Better. You can get this on Underdog. You can also get it on PrizePicks, where somebody has put up $3,500. They want this at minus 124. On the Ryan Green play, that bettor put up $10,000, and they wanted to bet him at minus 134 odds. So these are all little things, guys, where we're getting in on player prop markets. And these are different tools that you can use. Now, the sharp money tool, I understand, it's a a la carte type of tool that I don't agree. It should be a part of the Platinum Plan package. So, for those of you that are getting rinsed on paying extra for this tool specifically, wasn't my call. But what I can say is that whether it's the Sharp Money tool or the EV tool, going off of movement or high liquidity posted by people on the exchanges, honestly, I have more confidence in the Sharp Money tool because people can post large amounts of money. Like, we're going off of movement by Pinnacle on the EV tool or FanDuel. Pinnacle's only accepting probably $250 to $500 in these player props. But when you're looking at the Sharp Money tool, like someone posted $3,500 on this Connor Murphy play. So again, if I'm cooking up a slip over here on DraftKings, or I'm cooking up a slip on PrizePicks or Underdog or better, this is something I definitely want to grab. You can also do this on Dabble as well. So now it's a little different story with Kopitar. This is $200. That's not enough money for me to get really amped up, right? But $3,500, yeah, you have my attention. Again, we could bet this over on DraftKings right now. We're all over on this play on the Rangers Blackhawks. Also, guys, they're running on DraftKings an SGP boost. If you want to grab some unders on these defensemen and slap the boost on top of it, it could be a positive EV play running that SGP boost. So I'm on a ton of players for their shots on goal. Where's this Connor Murphy play? I don't even see him. Yeah, I don't even see his name up here on DraftKings, which kind of sucks. They might have updated this. Oh, block shots. My bad. It's block shots. My bad, guys. My bad. So yeah, I mean, there's another one. Block shots. How many people are betting on block shots? I don't know. Like, not many people are. This is a very niche market. Excuse me. So this is another thing. Like, block shots, like, dude, do you think like someone's just posting $3,500 on block shots because they're just bored? Like, this is, to me, very helpful information. I don't know how many people have the balls to put this much money down on block shots unless you have a model that says like, yo, you should bet block shots. So I'm willing to go on this on Connor Murphy. And again, sprinkle a little something there and see how it goes. Try it out, guys. Bet it for a unit. Bet it for a little bit more if you want to. I'm all about that. Trying this out on DraftKings. Ramo, I mean, we've looked at some plays like this Connor Murphy block shots play. It's there. We moved off the positive EV tool. So if we go over to the fantasy optimizer, for those of you that do need something for Dabble outside of Ramo, because I know there's some people out here other than Ramo that care about Dabble, let's see what we got. And the answer is I don't like the Grayson Allen play. There's no Pinnacle odds. I mean, it's not bad. It's not bad to FanDuel, right? So it's 20 cents off. You take that one as you will. Mark Williams, again, the hardest part with this tool, this is one of the things I don't like about the optimizer. I can't really see line movement here. I have no idea. Did Pinnacle just move or did FanDuel just move? So it's one of the reasons why I really can't stand using the optimizers. I feel like I'm flying blind on a lot of that. So if I go ahead and reset all this and just grab, if I just grab Dabble and we just go player prop markets for today, like there isn't anything out here for Mark Williams. Yeah, Chi-Town, sorry to hear about that, man. Welcome to the club. If we look at Jonathan Goodwin, so like this one's tough. It's not tough in the terms of like I would trust FanDuel's line more than Dabble. And this, we're talking 60 cents, right? So Jonathan Goodwin under 4.5 rebounds. Like I definitely would bet this because it's an ARB to FanDuel, right? Plus odds number is lower than the minus odds number. I'm in on that all day long. But I don't really know who's far off. FanDuel's a little too bullish on this play, but still, it's a good play. But like the Mark Williams play on the optimizer, I have no idea. I can't look into this any further. And seeing that Pinnacle just moved from -106 to -112 would tell me that maybe FanDuel's on the right track. Or we're looking at the wrong one. I'm sorry. Yeah, looking at this over here, I don't really know. So that's kind of why, guys, I haven't been using the optimizer as much. Because it's difficult. It's really, really difficult to kind of tell what's what. So Luke Cornett under on points. This is obviously D-Vigging to FanDuel. The under 7.5. Yeah, a lot of movement from FanDuel. I like Luke Cornett. So Ramo, for your 3 picks, these would be what I would go after. To FanDuel, these are all very EV. Very EV. All right, I know we had some people. Let's focus on knocking out this Onyx boost. I know Irish was asking about it, and some others were asking about it as well. So I'm just going to log in off to the side here on Onyx, and we're going to try to cook something up. This is going to be, they got the 33% parlay boost. I think we can use both. I don't think it has to be an SGP. I think it's just both. So let's start with Pinnacle. Let's go over here, clear this out, go to Onyx. Try to hit up as much as we can here, guys, in the stream. It's not a super busy night tonight in the world of sports, but we do have some things going on. Tomorrow, it gets a lot better. So we got Jalen Williams over on his threes, under on his rebounds. Joel Armia on his points. Compared to Penny, this looks really good. Also, anytime you can get the same odds as Fanatics, guys, I usually like that. It's a bit of an underdog here, but I don't mind it. But I don't know if it has to be. It's probably got to be all in cup plays, though. Goodwin under on his threes. Allen under on threes. We got the 8 in points. So let's take a look at this. Jalen over on threes. This looks to be Pinnacle off. So this is where I look at line movement. It's really important. Honestly, dude, Pinnacle just moved a shitload. I mean, a lot. They were at plus 157 8 minutes ago. They moved to plus 120. What do you know, Pinnacle? Tell me what you know. So we're going to take this. Over threes, Jalen Williams. 145. I like that. The other Jalen Williams on his rebounds, under 4.5. Again, Pinnacle moved a ton. I love that. So we're looking at the other Jalen Williams under on his rebounds. I'm in there. And then they're telling me maybe some of these selections can't be combined. I don't see why it can't. What else do we have? Jonathan Goodwin on his player-made threes. We talked about this. A little bit of movement here from Pinnacle. I don't mind that. So we're looking at threes again. And they're saying some of my selections can't be combined into a parlay. Well, Jordan Goodwin just moved to minus 153. Okay. That's fine by me. Let me see what it takes to get this. Let me see. What can I do here? Okay, so it doesn't have to be a traditional parlay, which is good to know. Doesn't have to be a traditional parlay, guys, which I like that. So let's refresh this. Grayson under on his threes. Better odds over at FanDuel. I don't really like the movement here too much. I don't want to mess around with this. Right? And for those of you that are really trying to figure out what I specifically look for, your best recipe for success is going back and watching old live streams. Fast forwarding those live streams to the EV page. And when I open up the charts, that's where you can really get inside my head to figure out what I like to look for, and then just try to copy that for yourself. So Mark Williams under on his rebounds. This is a low edge play, but what do we got here? A lot of movement. Pinnacle's chilling. FanDuel dropped off a cliff. I don't mind that. In the Suns game, under on his rebounds. And then DeAndre Ayton over on a double-double. Okay. Would love to add this Jordan Goodwin play. I really would. I just don't know if they're going to let me do it. Yeah, they do. Okay, they will. That's nice. So if I add this Goodwin play to the parlay, come up here to the top. I have one too many up here. So we don't want this. I should be receiving odds of plus 691 for these 3 plays. And with the boost, I'm receiving plus 372. No, sorry, plus 698. Okay. All right. I can get behind that. That's all right by me. What's the max wager? 25. Okay. There we go. The Goodwin play did drop quite a bit, guys. So if you want to substitute out the Goodwin play, take Grayson Allen under on his threes if you wanted to. I will share this, though, with you guys. No problem, Ramo. No problem. Hopefully it works. It's a very long URL, so I don't know if you guys will be able to copy it, but there's the link. Unfortunately, though, the Goodwin play did drop in odds. I maybe should have reevaluated my steps. But we are on Jordan Goodwin under threes, Mark Williams under on rebounds, Jalen Williams over on threes. This is what, $25? And I'll just add this to Props Builder, guys. And then what you guys can do, right? If you're like, hey, I don't see my sports book, like just add it to any sports book. You come over to your bet tracker. And then on your bet tracker, you just come over here, you click the little pencil. Okay. It's a lot easier to do this, guys. If you're using your mobile phone, use the desktop. Use your web browser on your phone. Don't use the OddsJam app. And then this is where you can just change everything. Say, hey, I'm getting an odds boost. It's $6.98. There it is, right? And then even here, like for the individual legs, if I wanted to, for like Mark Williams, I could just change this to Onyx and just do that for every leg. And it just kind of makes things a little bit easier so it doesn't confuse the system. And it's a bit of a pain in the butt, but this is how you'll do it, right? And so now everything's tracked, easy peasy. Or instead of tracking this on OddsJam's bet tracker, guys, just use Pick'It. Just use Pick'It to track everything that you need to see. So that's what we're going to go with. That's what we're doing. Yeah, Wilbo, I don't mean to cut. I mean, listen, I appreciate everyone that watches, but the hard truth is that most people don't want to put in the work. And if you want to make money sports betting, it is a bit of work. Like you do, if you want to learn exactly what I look for, like, dude, like, what do you do? Like, dude, help me to help you. Go back and watch some of the old live streams. That's the best education for free that you can get. And I don't mean to like be like shit talking. It's just, I understand that maybe you don't have, but if you're like taking a shit, just go back and like take a look, watch some, fast forward and be like, oh, okay, I see that line moved there. And that's what he was looking for. Because that's always what I'm looking for. All right, so let's look at some NHL anytime goal scorers. And I also understand for those of you out, that's why I offer coaching. That's why I offer, my dub club and picks. Some people might not be able to afford the software, don't want to put in the work, or just not interested in learning that, or your life is just too busy. I totally get that, right? I totally understand that. For my Circa people, Sam Bennett, this looks to be only a Circa play. So once again, I'm jealous of you people out there that have Circa in Missouri and maybe even in Illinois. But this is a good play. It's not incredible, but it's good. Plays for the Panthers. Might feel like you've been betting on Sam Bennett a lot the past couple of days, but that's where the value's popping up. I would put probably 1/2 to 3/4 of a unit on this play. No doubt about that. There you go, Chi-Town. You got juice reel. There you go. Yeah, Garrett, I appreciate you letting me know about that. And yeah, so I mean, listen, sometimes you can, but trust me, guys, if you are using some kind of software that you can open up the plays and see line movement, it doesn't have to be OddsJam, right? There's a lot of competitors out there now that can provide you similar services. OddsJam is my OG, but I understand, find a software that fits your wallet and your budget. If you can see line movement like this, then, when you're on the toilet, instead of scrolling TikTok, open up a live stream, fast forward to the Positive EV tool, and take a look. Take a look at some of the plays that we're breaking down, and you'll be able to kind of gain a sense of what we're looking for over here, right? The days of me just clicking onto a filter and having the plays load up and looking at what's what, those days are long gone. I don't do that anymore. So what I mean by that is, like, I have my filter here. I just don't bet every single one of these plays that pop up. These are good plays. Now I want the truly elite plays. The truly elite plays. So that's why I mentioned about using your phone, your web browser on your phone, because that will allow you, for anyone that uses OddsJam, to still be able to see that line movement. To my knowledge, you can't do so on the app yet. So, this is just like everybody wants to be like a Navy SEAL. Like, we got a lot of good people in here, but we want the elite plays. And line movement's going to be your best indicator. That or a cross market, right? A cross market where it's an arbitrage play on the positive EV tool. That's the next bet. That's the other best thing that you can do. So, like, here's two different scenarios. Number one, Boston College in Massachusetts. I would just bet this. There's $81 out there. Eastern Kentucky minus 5.5, different story. There's $1,500 of liquidity out here. This raises my suspicion because Pinnacle's only taking $500. So how much is Bookmaker taking? By the way, guys, next week there will be one day where I won't be streaming because I'm heading to Maryland to spend an early Christmas with my family. So Profit X and no vig, or at least maybe Profit X. We're back, baby. We're going to be back for a couple days as I'll be in Maryland, and I will be very excited to be back on the popular exchanges. So if I come over to Bookmaker, and I'm going to tee this up, and I'm just going to log in. I just want to see, because if Bookmaker's liquidity is like $1,000 here, I'm not betting this Eastern Kentucky play. Now, I can't bet it because I'm in Arizona, and I can't bet on no vig, but just take a look. Also, we will be back bright and early tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, streaming, because there's a little bit more going on in the sports betting calendar. So if I'm looking at this Eastern Kentucky play, minus 5.5, yeah, I mean, Bookmaker's taking $1,100. So I don't like this play at all, right? You can see Bookmaker right here, $1,100. I don't make this up. I'm a straight shooter. So if they're only taking $1,100 and someone's got $1,500, like, this isn't like a sharp money play. This is a play that I'm just not touching. And I'm just saying, adios. I'm moving on. Different story, though, with Boston College, Massachusetts. There's now $37. Like, this isn't a lot of money. Now there's $400. Okay, a little bit more. Still not scared. Pinnacle's taking $1,500. I know that there's going to be just amount, if not the same or more, taken over here on Bookmaker. And if you guys don't know, I do use Bookmaker on game day for college football and college basketball as my source of truth. They typically take the same, if not more money than Pinnacle does. So under 142.5. Bookmaker is currently taking $2,000. So it's not much more than Pinnacle, but it's $500. There's $400 out here. That doesn't bother me at all. Go grab that. Okay. Bracco, everyone knows about Bracco. If you don't, check them out. They're kind of like an offshore social sweepstakes sports book. I got to get some more money over there. I think I'm out of dough over there, but definitely check out Bracco. Any popular books? I'm trying to find some popular ones here, guys. Now, here's a different story. This is a completely different story. Nebraska versus Wisconsin. There's $19,000 on the money line over at Bet Openly. So now what we know about the sharp money tool, Pinnacle's taking $3K, right? Money lines, the books will take more. So, and this is Big Ten basketball. So if I'm looking at this hoops play and I'm looking at Bookmaker, how much is Bookmaker taking on Nebraska? Bookmaker's taking almost $3,600. So someone has $19,000 on Nebraska at minus 102. This makes me stop and think, like the sharp money tool, dude, that's a lot of money. Dude, that's like 6 times the amount of money that Pinnacle's taking on this game. Maybe I want to go ahead and bet on Wisconsin, right? Maybe we want to take Wisconsin. This is how you can use that sharp money philosophy. Now, you could do two things. You could just stay away from this play. Or you could say, like, this isn't just like 1x or 2x more than what Pinnacle's taking or Bookmaker. This is 6x more than that. That's a lot of money. So maybe there's something over here on Wisconsin, right? Like, you could get this on no vig. I could go bet this probably at Bet 105. Trying to look for some plus odds. I maybe go get this at Bet Online. Like, somebody clearly wants Wisconsin at plus 102 odds because they're offering minus 102 on Nebraska. So, I mean, Profit X, I'd grab that. So I'm interested in this. I'm going to go over to probably a Bet Online and just go grab this. I'm going to check to see if I can get better odds anywhere else. I could get this on Hard Rock. I'll save my Hard Rock for now. There's a lot of books that are offering this at plus 100 odds. So my two thoughts are either A, stay away from this, or B, take Wisconsin on the money line because that's a lot of money. Yeah, Circus in Kentucky. Nice to hear that. Nice to hear that, man. Let me catch up with everyone. Appreciate that, Jalen. Appreciate that, man. I try to keep it straight, guys. I try to keep straight, keep it real and kind of let you guys know what you're in for, what it is. But sometimes this all just also comes down to common sense. And so when I'm seeing this play here, I'm going over to Bet Online to go bet this. Just kind of comes down to the fact that this might be just like something that we want to go take a look at because there's just a lot of money. Wisconsin money line plus 100 odds. The max wager over here on Bet Online is $2,000. So yeah, I'm gonna go grab this for a 250 spot. And this is just kind of a reverse of what this is. There it is. Oh, let me just click into it instead. It's just a little easier. There we go. All right, let's see what we got cooking. Nice to hear that, Chi-Town. Nice to hear that. Yeah. Great state of Wisconsin. A lot of great people up there. Got some of my best friends in Germantown, Wisconsin. So let's take a look at Liberty and North Carolina State. I know Chi-Town has it. If you guys don't, check it out. It's available in 40 states. 4CX. It's an exchange, just like ProfitX and NoVig. You can create your own odds and your own plays over there. So it's not like Bet Openly. Bet Openly is good. 4CX is better. Because Bet Openly, you really can't create your own odds. With 4CX, you can. So there's $1,100 here. That's a lot of dough. Right? That's a lot of money over here. So let's see what we got cooking. Where I got too many of these pulled up. I think my bookmakers, I think I'm off a bookmaker right now. I got to get back over there. So we're looking at North Carolina, NC State, and Liberty. Under 150. So again, I'm just going to pull up my bookmaker. I want to see what they're taking. Because $1,100 is decent. But if bookmaker's taking like $5,000, then I'm in on this under. So we're looking at under 150. And right now, bookmaker's taking $6,600. So again, I'm totally fine with grabbing this. Totally fine with grabbing this under. It's a lower edge play. I'm not going to lie. It is lower edge. But if you guys want to grab some of this, I'm going to go grab it over here on 4CX. And it's a book that I use all the time, especially out here in Arizona where there isn't ProfitX or NoVig anymore. This is my next best exchange. I don't really use Sport Trade all that often. You can see this game is right here. You click props. You go over to the total. We look at the 150 and we look at the under. Obviously, if you want to create a new play, guys, on the over or the under, you could do so right here. OddsJam is telling me to wager $90. I'll just take this for $100. Like, I'm not going to go wild on this, but I do like it. So we bet the under. Still left plenty of money out there for anyone else if you want to grab this on 4CX. Yeah, I agree. I think it's a pretty nice layout. No doubt about that. Speaking of this Wisconsin-Nebraska game, for any of my people that are using the score, this is a low hold, the bookmaker. When the over and the under have the same exact odds, plus 100, plus 100. Now look at that. Ooh, they just moved a little bit. Interesting. So this play's now not as good. Looks like bookmaker moved because they were at plus 100. Not anymore. So let's disregard that Nebraska play. Got some movement going on. Very typical this time of the day, guys. Games are about to start here within the next, 30 to 90 minutes. You're going to see a lot of activity, a lot of fluctuation in pricing and in odds. So, and you guys scooped up all that, whoever it was on the under, somebody scooped all that up, which was nice to see. When we're looking at these ProfitX plays, $19 on both these overs on Weber State and Kansas City. No concerns. Just go bet it. It's not like, again, guys, for anything that's really under like $300, $500, I'd say under $300. I don't believe there's a professional bettor that's trying to lure you into like making your $19 off you. Just go bet that stuff. Speaking of this game, Wisconsin first half money line. Yo, what's going on here? FanDuel's moving up in price. Pinnacle's moving up in price. Bookmaker's not. Bookmaker moved down about 2 hours ago. The most recent movement, though, is from Pinnacle and FanDuel. So if you don't like this movement, I would just advise either don't play it. Right now, if you say, hey, Billy, there's a lot of movement here on Nebraska's first half money line. Like, this looks really good. Like, on the flip side of that screen, this looks really, really good. Pinnacle and FanDuel moving. Then maybe this is something that you want to go target on Bookmaker. But if you don't want to figure out this puzzle, then just stay away from it in general. right? Oh, 100% SEC. I mean, would you rather bet an under on a player prop? I mean, would you rather bet an under on a player? I mean, let me put it this way. Basically the same thing. Do you think it's like what casual sports bettor is placing bets 12 hours in advance compared to now? I mean, there's a reason why these live streams are at this specific time. Is because I know that people are going to be hopping on. I know that people are going to want to tail some bets, and this is for your account health the best time. That's why all of my streams are an hour or 2 hours before kickoff of college basketball, college football, the NFL. They're all strategically timed because of this. So, yes, 1,000%. So, you know, how many of your buddies are placing bets on the under on Luka Doncic's assists at 9 a.m. compared to 10 minutes maybe before the game starts? And most casuals aren't betting unders, but you kind of get the point. So very strategic about when I think about the times of the day that we're going to stream. The biggest reason that I stream in the morning is 2 reasons. One, you know, I am an employee of OddsJam, so I need to work. I just can't stream all the time once a day. And then 2, if you want to beat mainline markets, if you want to beat the NFL or college football on money line spreads and totals, you beat them early in the morning because you don't really have much of a chance, in my opinion, unless you're an originator, you don't have a chance of beating the NFL 30 minutes before kickoff on mainline markets. Good luck. I don't try to accept that challenge because I don't think you'll win. Speaking back of this Wisconsin game, we're going all back and forth. This is the Wisconsin-Nebraska stream right now. The under 158. Movement from Bookmaker. A little bit of movement from Pinnacle. For any of my Canby people, Bet Rivers, Ballybet, hit that up. The under 158, I definitely like that. Definitely like that. Again, when I'm focusing on plays, guys, for basketball, I try to focus more on popular schools. No offense to anyone that went to Bryant or Iona. Bryant or Iona isn't nearly as large as Wisconsin and Nebraska. The level of popularity and intrigue in the Wisconsin-Nebraska game is up here. Bryant and Iona is down here. So if you're looking at this tool, think about the schools that you're betting on, right? That's very important to focus on. So BC and Mass, that's fine. Mass is small, but again, Boston College and even Mass, who's I think they're in the 8, well, they're not in the A10 anymore. I can't remember where they are, right? Or even NC State. I know Liberty's a small school, but NC State's a bigger school. There's a little bit more interest in those games than, say, maybe Southern versus Texas State. Right? And you can know this because you can look at Pinnacle's limits. Pinnacle's taking $250 on this play. That's nothing. That's nothing. If you look at this Boston College, Massachusetts game, money line, they're taking $3,000 on this. Right? We come back to the Nebraska, Wisconsin game. Pinnacle's taking $1,500 on this. Right? But if you look at Duquesne and Boise State, same exact market, they're taking $1,500 now on this. So paying attention to the schools and the size and what conference they're in for college hoops is a really big deal. Really big deal. Again, the more money that the sports books are willing to take on plays, the more confidence that they have. Let's take a look at some NBA player props. We'll definitely come back to the NHL anytime goal scorers to see if anything's changed. Again, I have an NBA player prop filter for FanDuel. I have one for Pinnacle. I use them both. I'm really just looking for line movement. So I understand that maybe not many people have access to Hard Rock, but sometimes I set this up just to see, does any other sports book, maybe I could find like an MGM that's sitting at a plus 105. Well, plus 105 is still really good in this spot. Now, unfortunately, this play is a Hard Rock only play, so not really interested. LeBron, Mark Williams, $110, $32, Profit X, go bet it. Luke Cornett, $384, go bet that. Right? I'm not too worried about that. Grayson Allen under on his points. Let's see where the movement is. Within the last hour, there's a lot of movement from the Canby books. So I'm already kind of 1 foot out the door on this play. Don't want to play it. FanDuel, they're chilling. Pinnacle, not much movement. I don't really care about this play. I want a clear signal, or I want something from the books that tells me bingo or bango, right? Something like that tells me. So if I don't see that, then there's plenty of other plays that I can go find that can give me what I need, right? Don't settle Go find those really elite plays. That's the difference. We always talk about with OddsJam, it's always about volume, right, guys? But we want to make sure that the volume is actually good plays. And if you're spending more than, I would say, 60 seconds trying to figure out if you want to bet this play, then you're spending too much time. Just don't bet it. So like Devin Vassell, over 19.5 points. The score, okay, that was 4 hours ago they moved. That's fine. FanDuel, same thing. But Pinnacle, recently, within the last 2 hours, this is decent line movement, right? Now, obviously, you want to go bet this on the score because it's a really good price at plus 105. So then I come back to this and I would say, I'm interested in this play. Sorry, it says over PRA, so points, rebounds, and assists. Excuse me, misspoke there. So outside of the score, can I find this anywhere else? Not really. Now, the problem with this play is anything that's around minus 104 or below or above or below, I don't know how you want to say it. If it's minus 105, minus 107, I don't want to play this. If it's like a plus 101 or a minus 101, I'm interested in this play, right? And again, for those of you out there that are like, Billy, I got limited on the score a long time ago, you can either go bet this right now at no vig or profit X, or again, you could try to create some type of play on profit X or no vig and see if you can get it at plus 103 or plus 104 odds, right? You might be able to, because the best under right now is minus 105. So if you created this play and said, yo, I want plus 104 odds on the over, you're offering then minus 104 on the under. Technically, you're offering the best odds currently on OddsJam. Get creative with the exchanges. Stop just betting plays on the exchanges. Start creating markets. Start looking at the soft books and saying, all right, I see the price here on MGM and Fanatics. Can I create something on the exchange that's something similar to it? I'll promise you that the orders that do get filled using that strategy, it's going to work out for you long term. So this is kind of what I aim to do, guys. OGs and DJs know this, but with the stream, I'm trying to provide you as much free, actionable information that you can, depending on the software that you're using, so that you can crush the sports books and make a bunch of money. That's all I'm trying to do. Mark Williams under on his rebounds. We talked about this play before. You can see that FanDuel, Circa, and Pinnacle are all similarly aligned on their pricing. I like that. I like that a lot. It's not quite an ARB, right? Minus 105. Best odds we can get on the over is plus 100. That's not an ARB. We need the plus odds to be larger than the minus odds. But let's take a look at this movement, okay? Well, this movement tells me that, FanDuel just moved a lot within the last hour. Pinnacle just kind of did the same thing FanDuel's doing. They're both moving in the same direction. Two sharp books. I'd bet this under on MGM or DraftKings all day long. MGM is one of the easiest sports books to make money on. So another confirmation for me that I want to bet this play is that DraftKings has the same odds. I mean, MGM's a joke. Anyone in here can tell you that I would say 95% of the people on the stream are limited on MGM. You can go get this on DraftKings, right? Or go over. I wouldn't bet this at no vig where it is, but then again, if you have no vig or profit X, go create a market where you can offer Mark Williams and you offer his over at like plus 103 and you get this under at like minus 103. All things that you guys can do with the exchanges. So I'm going to head over back to DraftKings. Hopefully I'm not logged out. And we're going to try to bet this. I don't mind that. Let's see. Now, this plays a 2.5% edge. I'm still cool with it. DeAndre Ayton's still been chilling over here on Hard Rock. I'm kind of just curious to see, like, move to minus 111. That's fine. Interesting. And this game, guys, with the Suns, it starts in 35 minutes. So this is like the time to go get your bets in. It's something I would definitely go do. All right, we're in. I'm in for a 175 spot again. Bingo. Okay. Royce O'Neal over on his rebounds. Speaking of rebounds in this game, what's up? What's going on here? FanDuel. Okay, so like FanDuel, this is where sometimes FanDuel can catch action from me. FanDuel's here, plus 140. Pinnacle's moving. And within the last 20 minutes, they went from plus 122 to plus 112. So that's a 10-cent movement. This isn't an ARB, but I still think it's a pretty good play on FanDuel. So I'm going to go bet this over on rebounds for Royce O'Neal for him to get 6. And then we'll come back over. We'll look at some anytime goal scores, and then we'll also look at some more DFS for those that are looking for some more DFS. Tomorrow morning stream, guys, will be very much focused on betting mainline markets. That's what we're looking for. So Royce O'Neal, they're telling me to bet 190. Again, guys, I just don't recommend plays to you. I can only bet 160 on FanDuel, so I'll bet my 160. So I'm in for as much as FanDuel will let me bet. I just don't recommend plays, but I actually bet them myself. And I don't know how many people that give out picks actually on streams actually bet the stuff in front of you. And that's what I try to aim to do, to show you that I'm as real as it gets. I do not hide away from the plays that I actually bet. I believe in them so much so I put my money where my mouth is. So interesting on Williams here on his points. What do we got? So movement from FanDuel, movement from Pinnacle. And this is really, guys, when I see something like this is just two sports books that are moving in the same direction, but based off of what their algorithm believes the price should be, they're basically the same. There's just a difference in price. So they're copying each other, they're mimicking each other's moves, but there's just a slight difference in price. So compared to Pinnacle, this looks to be very good. It just depends on who do we think who's really off, right? So I'm probably not going to mess around with this. It's okay. I'm okay if you guys want to bet it, but I'm all right also if you want to just kind of not. Last play we'll look out here is De'Aaron Fox, which very slim edge on FanDuel. Let's see what we have with De'Aaron Fox. This is a Caesars play. Now, Caesars is moving up within the last 10 minutes or so. They were at plus 100. They moved 8 cents. Pinnacle moved the opposite direction. They went from minus 104 to minus 113. So they each moved about 8 to 9 cents in the opposite direction. FanDuel moved down towards Pinnacle just a touch, right? They were at plus 106. They've moved 4 cents. So if you want to bet this on Caesars, by all means do so. I would just play this. Like, again, I wouldn't bet $180 on this play. I would bet half of it. Because like I have kind of conflicting movements. And again, if you don't really like the way this is looking, then just don't bet it. Just walk away from it. Let's take a look at the NHL goal scores again and see what we have going on. By the way, if anything that I've mentioned in the stream, guys, I went too fast, or you still have questions, just email me or DM me, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. So Sam Bennett, this is the same play from before. Okay. Let's clear this out. Let's reset this. Let's look at back to Pinnacle, back to worst case. Let's just go to player props, and let's first start with better. We got 4 results on better. Shesterkin, we were playing on this one. Booty, again, this is for Sunday, guys, so we do have games that are outside of today. You got Luka and you got Dylan Guenther. So we know over here on, I gotta open up my, I gotta open up another better window. All right. So over here on better, we know that there's another discount that I actually haven't taken advantage of, and it's the LeBron discount, over 27.5 points, rebounds, and assists. We can grab the Shesterkin play. This Booty play, I lean more on Pinnacle when it comes to NFL player props. The under 2.5 catches. Different opinions here on these books, guys. I'm still fine with grabbing the Booty play. Got to give me some Booty. So we're going under 2.5. Cool. We could grab Shesterkin again. We can also do Luka. We hit this one up before. And again, I'm always looking at line movement on every play. And again, Pinnacle's dropped off a lot recently, guys, on this. So I like this a lot. I like Luka's over on his rebounds. I might have put this one earlier on a slip, but we'll run it back. $10 max entry, guys. This is a 3-pick perfect entry because it's the discount. And I'll share this link with you guys here. So for any of my better folks, there we go. Take a quick little screenshot of this. All right, next up, we're going to kind of a different order. Let's take a look at Dabble. 3 picks. Compared to Pinnacle right now, Shesterkin is the only play that you'd really want to go after. Let's look at the sharp money tool. What else do we have? No bets available? Get out of here. No way. You serious? What if I do like a pinnacle limit? That probably makes it worse. There's nothing? Dang. That's tough. Okay. Nothing out there. So Shesterkin would be the play over on Pinnacle. If we were to look at another sharp sports book, say like a bookmaker, nothing. How about FanDuel? Nothing. So you could take Luke Cornett and Shesterkin, and that's going to be tough because obviously we need 3 picks. Cornett under on his points. Shesterkin over on his saves. That makes it tough. No doubt about that. How about Circa? Can we get anything from Circa? Nothing. All right, yeah, it's going to be hard to kind of round out that slip. Outside of that, let's take a look at PrizePicks and let's take a look at Underdog. There's 2 results right now. This player for women's tennis. Pinnacle's very goated for tennis guys. You would take the over 11.5 games won on Linda. Don't even try to get me to pronounce that last name. Just Linda. Take the over there. What else do we have? Because this is where I'm scraping and clawing to try to find other sharp books and other plays. Talked about Jalen Williams to bookmaker. This barely has an edge. Jalen under 5.5 assists. Don't really love it. It's barely okay. FanDuel, there's more going on. Again, they like the Williams play just the same as bookmaker does, but really it's all Underdog. This is all Underdog right here with Josh Allen, Jalen Suggs, Josh Hart. These are all games not for today. Chet's too low. Honestly, this Josh Hart play is a little too low. I would take Patty Mahomes under on his passing touchdowns. And these aren't great plays. And we're looking for slips for today, so I wouldn't force these slips, guys. Like, these are low-edge plays. Again, tomorrow there's going to be 4 NBA games. There's going to be more options. I wouldn't make the slip for the sake of making a slip. And if we pull up bookmaker again, there's only one option. So it's not great. Now, if we come over here and look at pick 6, where you normally find the most value, like there's nothing for bookmaker, there's nothing for Pinnacle. It's really FanDuel more times than not that shows the value. And this is what we have. Caruso under on rebounds, Williams under on assists, Patty Mahomes under on passing touchdowns. These plays are okay. They're not great. So it's tough. Definitely tough out there. But guys, that's where I'm going to pause the stream and come back and attack this tomorrow morning. Appreciate the questions. Appreciate you guys shouting out and talking about some different things. It was awesome. Back at it with 2 streams tomorrow, 2 streams on Friday, 1 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday. Looking forward to it, guys. Have an awesome Wednesday evening. Enjoy the NBA Cup games. Enjoy some of the college hoops in the NHL. And we come back tomorrow with finally a Thursday night football game and 4 NBA games, which is much better than 2. So nothing else, guys. Enjoy the evening. Talk to you guys in the morning.